remember the shed? Remember we talked about doing an extension? Look, we're nearly there. Well, we're not nearly there, but we have done the floor. So what I want to do today is show you the first, I would say, the first half of the shed build. You know, it would have been nice to show it all at once, but it's not going to happen. So I'm going to show you where we started from, how we did the floor, and what we're going to do today is put the frame up, and hopefully it might actually end up like that shed of my dreams. So come on, I'll show you where we started. Okay, Mike, what have you been up to?
I've been clearing out the side of the shed down here, which is just full of... Yeah, I'll show you. It was it's an old bed that we put some rubble in really years ago when we first came here. So I had to get rid of some wood from here, and then there's loads of bits of glass and bits of old plastic and all sorts of things that have just been, I think, accumulated down there over the years. Some of it maybe from us and some of it from other people. But anyway, I've cleared it out. Okay, you see here?
Yeah.
So all I'm trying to do is establish where the existing base is, which isn't really built very high. I thought I was going to build this on breeze blocks, but that would involve a step up, I think. So I'm going to have to excavate a little bit of this, and then, yeah, try to get the floor level with the level inside there.
So what's it actually built on? It's
built on very old black engineering bricks.
Can we see those?
About 100 years old. Yeah, you can see them underneath here.
Oh, they're the ones we had in our backyard.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, so they're quite narrow, aren't they?
Yeah, and they're sort of like, there's quite big gaps between them across the joists there.
Perfect
the
for
floor's
rats.
sunken a little bit actually. Ideal for rats.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Passes my breath over, sweetie. Oh. You see me? Boy.
Can you see now? We've actually got a floor.
So what I'm doing now is I'm just getting at some big old chunks of timber, because we've got lots of 4x3 timber, and I'm going to start fixing some of this timber onto the front part of our deck to build up from. So it's the front part of the shed basically. We're trying to build a frame for the front part of the shed.
Does this need to be on the deck?
Yes.
No, it needs to... On the lip?
Yeah.
On that. And it needs to be...
Straight. That's about right.
That's perfect. Does that look about right?
It looks really wonky.
I've been trusted with a saw. Even after what I did to the juniper tree in the last video, which if you haven't seen, go and have a little look. I think, you know, if you're worried about doing something, again with this, I'm not a carpenter. I'm not used to sawing things and putting things together, but I'm darn well going to give it a go. Right, I need to mark this. Okay, these have all got to be exactly the right height. Okay, we've got most of the frame up now. I mean, obviously it's bits and pieces, but it's been braced at the bottom sides here. That middle brace will come out. That's just for stability at the minute. We need to extend that bit there. But before we go putting any uprights here, we need to work out which windows we're going to use and where we're going to put them, because ideally we'll be using those stained glass ones that I showed you last time. But if I just show you behind the greenhouse, I think we knew this was here, but as you can see, it's been very neglected. There's a great big, what looks like a window. It could well be that it's just a door. I don't know, but we will get that out, measure it, because if that can do the side wall, well, that'd just be great. So yeah, next job, measuring up the windows. Right, crikey, that was a bit of a thing. It was actually the ivy that was round it had knitted itself. Knitted the window into the hedge, but it's perfect size for the side, isn't it?
We've got like a gigantic, super heavy double glazed window here, which I think has been here ever since we got here.
Yeah.
And amazingly, there's no hazing or anything like that in it.
No.
It weighs feels like it must weigh about 80 pounds. Heavy.
So you think you think structurally, well, it's strong enough, isn't it? And it'll add a little bit of strength
and tension. I think I was going to have more uprights, but having found this, I think we can make this part of the structure. So you can't look a gift horse in the mouth, can you?
No, no.
And I think as far as a piece of glass goes, it must be worth 100 quid, a couple of hundred quid.
And so it's going to go where?
It's going to go right in the middle of the front of the shed as we look at it here. So
the side of the shed.
It's going to give us a nice big panoramic view. Side of the shed. You're calling it the side of the shed.
I am.
This is the front, isn't it?
Yeah.
To me, this is the side.
Yeah.
And that's the front as I see it.
Yeah.
But it's going to give us a lovely panoramic view of the allotment.
Well, it'll give us a panoramic view of the water butts, but
yeah, it's going to be it's going to be a bit of a mixture, this project, of things like this and some amazing little pieces of stained glass that we've got. So
yeah,
it's going to be quite eclectic.
Still got room to put them in, haven't we?
Yeah. Are we ready to offer up? Do you want to go a bit further towards you?
I've got that brace here, you see?
Yeah. Right.
On the brace?
On the brace? No, I'm not going to lift it on the brace. I'm just going to lift it, and you're going to lift your side. Yeah. Can you lift? You need to get to the side now.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
You okay? Corner up?
No. No.
Oh no, my side's in.
Mine isn't.
Right, so, this is just a bit. Can you push it in this way?
I can't push it anywhere, I can be best. Ah! Wow!
Yeah, no, it's got to go in a bit more than that, isn't it?
It's on a lip, I think.
Well, it's careful the bottom doesn't pop out. Okay. Right, so what's it catching on at the bottom?
I think that's a lip.
Eh?
And that's a lip.
Oh, I see.
Okay, it's a couple of days later, and I must say, not only am I thrilled, but I am hugely relieved that this window is still in place, because believe you me, if that fell, it would cause some damage. So, the frame is mostly done. I mean, I know you would probably have finished the frame before you put the windows in and all that sort of stuff, but horses for courses, it's going in very, very piecemeal. And part of that is because the windows are all different sizes, and so we're going to be working the frames around the windows rather than having a standard size that we can just slot in all at once. So yeah, really good. I must admit, we have lost, or I have lost, half of the footage, which is probably merciful for you. But if I could just pretend that the other half of the footage had me doing all the hard work and not Mike, that'll certainly make me feel a bit better, even though you can probably see right through it. So right, next job's finish the frame, then get the windows in, then we can start getting the cladding ground, putting the roof on, tying it all in, and makes it sound quite easy, doesn't it? But it's going to be, you know, we're in it for the long run. It's going to take a while. So it'll probably be another week or two before I have another update, but really pleased so far. So yeah, let's hope we don't have any high winds.